Hi guys. I've had a lot of sun today. Yes, you can see my vitiligo. It's a lot of sun. I had a big swim. Bit of a nice day off. Well, not quite. Let me rephrase that. I had an NDIA conversation today, good one. I had a genetics with the genetics ladies, geneticists today. That was, effective, efficient, but exhausting, but good. And then a long swim. Yeah, so I'm feeling good, but a little sunburn. But we won't talk about that because that's self-inflicted. Don't have a right to talk about that. That's stupidity. Don't do it, boys and girls. Slip, slop, slap. Ow. So basically the conversation today is a little bit of a heart-to-heart because it's a new channel from my other channel. And we all know what happened with that channel and the reasons why. So that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is you people. You people matter to me, and you guys always are going to get what you ask for and what you say that you want. Happy to, because I respect that, and I think that what you have liked about what I offer, I'm happy to give. So win-win, right? So being that my background is welfare, community studies, psychology, and anecdotally autistic, ADHD OCD, under the NDIS system in Australia. Sorry if you're from a different country. Might be similar to some system that you may have in your country, I don't know. But basically, I'm not talking much about that anyway, but let me just start with a nice heart-to-heart about who I am, what's wrong with me, and feel free to share below any conditions that you fight and you're a warrior of, because you should be proud of whatever you battle. And I know that even normal people have battles. So, yeah, you are welcome to write your battle below, and how you overcome it or deal with it or live with it or whatever the situation is, right? Some things can be eradicated, some things cannot. Well, with me, let's start with the umbrella one, 22q. 22q 11.2 deletion syndrome. Okay, that is missing up to 50 chromosomes, and that is not a fixable thing. It affects many parts of our body, and it's a tough one. Everyone's a little different, just like autism. Autism comes under that too. ADHD, OCD, Tourette's. Yes, I have Tourette's, Coprolalia as well. Not a fun one, to be honest. I do appreciate the ones that make it funny, but and I turn it into that too in my personal life, but it's just not who I am normally, like the swearing and all that, but it happens. Those days are weird, or moments. So basically that is, to me, frustrating, because when you're in certain settings, it's not appropriate to swear. It's disrespectful for some people. So my umbrella problem, it's not really a problem, it's a syndrome, and I was born with it. I was born like this, and that's my small stature. You might not be able to tell on camera, but I am small stature. So these are the struggles that I have. I have like seizures, Tourette's, autism, ADHD, OCD, and I have immune system dysfunctions of all different kinds. I have many different heart problems. I have Ehlers Danlos syndrome. I just didn't really do good with some of the things that I have been born with. And then, of course, because of my bad immune system, I also have ME/CFS and have done since I was 17, since glandular fever. So I have recurring EBV in my blood. Just keeps showing up. And causes a lot of fatigue, which is frustrating. And then I also have Lyme disease. Don't know where I got it from. I have traveled to South Africa, so maybe, don't know. But basically, those are things I have, and I believe that my body struggles to fight those things because my immune system. So, I'm considered a complex patient. Fun. No, it's not. So basically, been working through with the NDIA only for a short time because I have been self-funded for a very long time, and we are very proud of that. Go us. Not saying that if you haven't been able to do that, that there's something bad about you. Not at all. It is just a blessing that we managed to be able to do and support me through my disabilities. So basically, now I'm on the NDIS, which is life-changing and worth it. Highly recommend it. It's the system's improving. Don't get disheartened. It is improving. I am in the know of that, basically. But I'll just say this. It's worth the hard work, because I'm not going to lie. It's not easy dealing with the NDIS. It's paperwork, and it's paperwork, and it's paperwork. So go for it, though. If you have a disability that daily affects you and you don't have the money for certain things that you need to make your life equal quality to a normal person, which is what the NDIS is designed for: independence, dignity, with your disability or disabilities. Like me, I have disabilities. So basically, that's what the whole scheme is set up for. Unlike what's happening, which it seems like it's set up to make money, like we're a commodity, that's being worked on. Don't worry about that. That's under attack. Love it. So basically, definitely get your ducks in a row, they say. Did good with that one, didn't I, as an autistic? Get your ducks in. I've got little ducks, literally little, anyway. Not, yeah, I could put them in my hand and they'd all like. Anyway, basically, get your paperwork done. If you need a health advocate, there's free ones. I know in my country. Check in your country. Get a free health advocate. Definitely. Now, with someone like me, I have a EPG, a guardian for health, and possibly going to get it for more for 22Q. Because of my communication issues. My communication issues has prevented me from getting early intervention with my physical disabilities. Not a good situation. Don't do what I did and ignore things because you're struggling to communicate to your doctors or specialists. Ask someone you trust and love, someone that knows you very well, to come along and speak for you. And have a discussion beforehand. Social stories if you're autistic, or 22Q. Highly recommend that. Or any disability that's just overwhelming you and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say to the doctor, I don't know what to say to the specialist. There's health advocates, professional ones, and then there's also family and friends that can do the same thing. Or prepare yourself beforehand, right? Write things down, questions, queries, expectations that you may have, all of your symptoms, anything, right? It helps them and helps you. So I have been battling the NDIS because of the mess it's been in for quite a while, but it's getting better. And unfortunately, I didn't have the best experience because in the moment of me doing my stuff, it's at its worst right now and they're very busy cleaning it up. So basically, with the phone call, we had a phone call today. It's feeling good, right? So my needs will be met because I'm autistic, but they say to me it's a game, whatever that means. Whoever's out there, Some of you probably know what I mean. There's some kind of game with it all. And then when it comes to even just my geneticist that I spoke to today, good conversation, but I'm pushing for change, as in notification to family done by them, which they want to do but can't. So that's going to hopefully change. And I've demanded that changes because I'm one of those people that needs that to be implemented. Family should be notified. Okay, because let me tell you some stats. That's what I'm good at. Facts. I'm autistic. I'm good at facts. Let me tell you some facts. 50% chance of my children having 22q. 10% chance of my grandchildren, even if it skips them, of having 22q. Just the way it is. So, and they agree with me, but the system in Australia, Western Australia, whatever, they can't do it because of all of, you know, red tape, etc. Whatever red tape is, why is it red? I guess because it's wrong. I don't know, it's interesting, might look up that one. But basically because of like the rules of confidentiality. Ridiculous. That should be, prevention's better than a cure, you know what I mean? Wouldn't you want to know who's out there, who's got, anyway. Money saving. That's the one thing I do now understand after all these years in the system. Yes. So basically, I should get all my needs met very soon. My medical oxygen, which in Australia, I don't know about other countries, so hard to get, but every person with seizures knows that one. It is a battle, but you eventually, you get it when you need it, because it's just, I don't even have the words for the stupidity of that one. It's kind of like they just don't care if you know, that's how sad it is. I don't know if anyone saw the paper today, but we've lost someone under the NDIS who died. Very young, a lady. Because of the system, literally, because of rogue staff. Very truthful. This can happen right now. Not okay. There is zero trust in this household with people that are, no trust. So wait a little bit for things to improve, or be like cautious. Step forward cautious with any staffing. But anyway, moving on from that. My wheelchair, I've got the higher one, then I'll get the other one. That's doing great. Don't like the higher one because it's a different version. It's not as good as the one I'm getting. It's too hard for my neurology, so it's like anyway. And my push wheelchair is also super comfortable, my new one. I am so happy, so it's so worth it, guys, because this is your daily living. And it's even got the self-propelling wheel handle things, so that when Sir's like done pushing me and I just want to twist a little bit to go to a shelf or something at the shops, I can do it. Yay! And that's also a good safety one, and I'm going to give you this tip if you're even an ambulatory wheelchair user like I am, meaning I can walk, but I use a wheelchair for long distance, right? So basically, always have a push one, because the other one will need maintenance at different times. The batteries could fail. Good safety thing. Also, if you have neurological problems like me, I need to be pushed. Anyway, so basically that one's, now that I know 22q is a juvenile size situation, I have rectified everything, including my wardrobe, as you've seen. But basically, by buying clothes that actually fit me, that make me look like a lady. But basically, the wheelchair fits me perfectly. There's no massive gaps on the side, meaning I feel like I'm in this massive chair, and it's like, it just doesn't feel right. Like a wheelchair should fits you snug. Not tight, but snug. Because it should be part of you. And then you feel like you can maneuver it around. You can be, not in people's way. Anyway, so definitely push forward with NDIS applications and just do whatever they ask. Like, you've got to get letters from all your specialists, you've got to get letters from doctors, you've got to get, just do it all. Do it all. The paperwork's grueling, but it's worth it. And so those are all the things that are wrong with me. And also, I just want to say that my channel is predominantly here to motivate you to live your best disabled life. If you're just here for vlogging, welcome. Don't leave. Stay. Because I am also just a normal person. I just have autism, ADHD. But I am, welcoming anyone to my channel, because it's not going to be all about all the disability stuff. I live my life. I'll get some back support here. Ow. I live my life focusing on what I can do, not what I can't do. And this is what I want to impart to you guys, because I know through my first channel that was so successful, monetized, everything, but it wasn't the right direction it was going. It was too medical, and it was like, that's not what I want to represent. I am a person first. I am a whole human being, and I have a whole life that I love to share. And you guys, I know you love that bit too, but I'm just saying, I do want to have this heart to heart, because I feel like the vulnerabilities we share should be discussed, because they are real, raw, affect us daily, and I care, because I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to be in and out of hospital, tubes, procedures done, because your body just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I get it. And seizures are horrible. And even just, especially if you're going through menopause and you've got ADHD, I'm past menopause now, but yay. But I'm just saying, it's still, my ADHD is still ramped up. And then with my seizures, I'm having a speech impediment come back that I haven't had since teenage years. That's not good. But, it could be worse. It actually, you got to think like that sometimes, don't you? It could be worse. But look at the day I had today. I had a lovely swim. These are the things we have to focus on. It gets us through mentally, right? That's what I do, and that's what I like to impart. So I like to share with you. Meet little Sluggy. Do you like him? He's a bit sluggish, isn't he? Okay, that was pretty lame. But basically, focus on those moments. And I'm going to show those moments. I have many weird things I'm into. Resin art, super cool. Let me know below if you're an art and crafter, whether you're disabled or not. Are you an art and crafter? What is your little, because I don't drink and smoke, but I tell you what, I love my craft. I love art. Comment below if you're into anything and what it is, because I'd love to hear. What are you good at? What are you talented at? Like, what are you into? Because me, it's interior design. Love that. I love resin art. I love craft. Even just sitting there and doing the adult coloring books. They're pretty cool. And fidget toys. There are so many I have that, with my sensory swing, I have worked out a great system for managing my autism. Even better since I have to give it really to OTs, to be honest. I think they're undervalued. OTs, shout out to OTs. Well, I know for me, okay, they're amazing. and they actually help with daily living. And I love that because I needed that. I'm autistic. I needed someone to say, how are you going with this? And it's like, oh, yeah, that's a good point. I could do with that. That sounds cool. So what I like to do, so good distressor, decompression for me for autism, is I put my headsets and my beats on and I get the music going if I'm allowed. Otherwise, it might just be the noise cancelling ones for my seizures, certain rhythms, not good. So depending on how I'm feeling, I put my beats on. It's my preferred thing because I'm a music lover. Oh my gosh, I love music, and I have the same song on repeat over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I go in my swing and I curl up, and I have a kitten and he loves to swing with me, and I reckon when he grows up, he's going to get in that swing with me still. So I'm training him to be like that because I actually want that. So I'm very excited that I've got this cat that loves to swing with me in the swing. So that's a good tip, guys. I promise you, like, if you find your thing that self-soothes, whether it's just from stress, I don't know, from whatever lifestyle you have, whether it's disability or not, find your things. I think that what's lacking in society right now, being a bit of a sociology nut as well, and anthropology and theology and philosophy and, yeah, politics, all things people. It's basically an addiction, that is, studying that. But basically what I've learned from that is living your best life and not caring about what others think. That's what I know I do well because of my autism. That's the superpower part. And I'm really wrapped with that bit. But I'm just saying, like, find your thing, whatever that is. Explore what it is too, if you don't know. For me, it's my swing. For me, it's my art. Swimming. I've got a heater pool I can go to. That's a public pool. That's a hydrotherapy pool because I've got to do exercises in the water because physical exertion, as in cardio, not good for me. But toning and all of that is important for my muscles to get movement and strength because of my Ehlers Danlos. So basically, do whatever is a fun thing. So if you do need to do exercise, make sure it's fun. Like, make sure it's fun. I was a dancer, a professional dancer. I was a dance teacher, like student teacher, and then I had my own school when I was a teacher. And I'm also a aerobics instructor. And here I am, not allowed to exercise. Frustration plus. Anyway, do what's fun. Tell you what, dancing like no one's watching is fun for exercise. When I used to be able to do more exercise, less, I had to control it, but I could exercise, is pacing my housework. Music makes everything better. Housework is better with music. Or if you have to, like, declutter, dust, whatever, music makes it better. If you're a music person, I mean, I don't know, maybe you're not, but most of us are, aren't we? Comment below. Are you a music lover or not? Am I just making that assumption? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm biased. But a lot of us autistics, I know, are very much music lovers. And even non-autistics, there's a lot of music lovers. But I'm just saying, probably ADHD is too. And did you see that? Did you see that? The slug flew. You got wings? Dude. He's got a butt. Okay. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Basically, Tony Atwood in Autism Hangout, such a good channel. He's the guru of autism. By the way, if you want to know anything, that's the person. Okay, he's got books, he does events, okay, that's the person to go to. He knows everything about us. It's kind of weird. It's like, how did he know how I grew up? wow. Like, he knows me very well without knowing me, you know? Like, good information he gives and good advice. And I just want to say the new stats for any ADHDers. 70% of autistics have ADHD. So reverse that. Maybe 70% of ADHDers are autistic. I don't know about the reverse stats of that, but I'm just saying if autistics are 70% ADHD. Now, when I say ADHD, the DSM, let me, I've studied the DSM with community studies, so let me explain that a bit better. When they now have amalgamated autism, taken away Asperger's, it's just autism level 2, basically you have ADHD, but really you have ADHD and ADD, but they've just put it together and they've called ADHD. But there's a difference. One of them has a hyper component and the other one does not. So just make sure you know that. In case you're thinking, well, I know I've got sort of like ADHD, but I'm not that hyper. Or maybe you're more ADD. Does that make sense? So if you look at the DSM, it's confusing, I know, but they've put it under the one ADHD. But they are different, because someone who's hyper compared to someone who's ADD, there is differences between those two. They are similar as well, don't get me wrong, but there is differences. So just know it comes under that umbrella, just like autism, that they put it all together like a spectrum rather than leveling it or whatever, even though some still use levels. It is helpful. So yeah, that's basically who I am, what is wrong with me, and I welcome Between Two Cures, autistics, ADHDers, anyone with my disabilities, people without disabilities, people who want to learn about disabilities. And yeah, growing up, yeah, I was a animal obsessed kid. That was a special interest. A dancing kid. My grandmother was a qualified dance teacher, Imperial, which is the English version, and was a beautiful dancer. Like, she was incredible. Oh my gosh, when I was 3 and I watched her tap at one of the concerts in Denmark, which is a little town in Western Australia, I was like, my pa said, she's dancing beautiful, isn't she? Do you like dancing? Would you like to be a dancer? And I just went, very non-verbal child. But that was it. I went to calisthenics, was where I first started, and I remember saying to my mum, I'm a dancer. Because I walked in, I did the splits like that, didn't have to try, because I have lost Danlos. And these other kids are going, I'm thinking, why is it so hard for you? Mean. Autistics are just so in our own heads. But I'm just like, and the ladies go, put your arms up. And I'm like, and I had my arms up. And they're like, oh my gosh, this kid's got to come back. And anyway, I said to my mum, I'm a dancer, like Nana. I had the skirt, I had the jiffies. I was like, I'm invested. I have to come every week. And so that was it. It took off from there. So basically, that was my special interest as a child. Animals and dancing. Now, cats was the biggest thing. So if any family member would speak to me as a child, okay, because I would speak to my family, basically, in very limited way, I was very developmentally delayed, like very, because of 22q. But basically, they'd always say the first thing, because they knew that the only real thing that they can connect with me about, how's your cat? How's, so-and-so, whichever cat it was. Oh, yeah, no, this one, yeah, she's now taking a bath with me. And they're like, what? And my mum would be like, it's true. Yeah. That cat, it baths with her. Yeah, it's a bit of a problem actually. It just jumps in and sits there, and yeah, So basically, yeah, I am an animal lover, bit of a tomboy, but I had a brother. So you got to be, you know, because you got to win. You got to get your dogs up, don't you? Yeah, you got to fight them. So basically, that was me as a child. Selective mute until about 11, 12. Speech impediment was bad in my adolescence. Had communication problems massively, and I still do. I have an AAC even now, in certain settings that I just can't manage. And a lot of things is because when I step outside of this little comfort zone as an autistic and my familiar people, it's a new world. It's a hard world for me. And that is invisible, guys. You can't see that. It is a spectrum and it is a struggle. And AAC is good for non-verbals and even for those of us that are selective mute as well. And there's a lot of girls on the spectrum who are selective mute. So I'm not alone on that one. There are a lot of girls that are selective mute. So keep an eye on any girls that you might know, or if it's your child, if they're selective mute, it could be autism. So basically, which was funny because when people actually got to know me when I got older, and the ADHD was always there, but it really kicked in verbally. They were like, because everyone would go, does she ever speak? And my family would go, she never shuts up. What do you mean, does she ever speak? You are the lucky one. You don't hear a thing, but I can't shut her up. And so I'm weird. I'm autistic. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. So yeah, that's my life in the past, in the present, and things are still underway for me. Like, I'm hoping to make a change with 22Q in my country, in my state at least, and for me particularly, because, you know, I have to look after myself, because who else is going to? I mean, Sir is, as you know, but I'm just saying, like, it's difficult in this world of medical that wants to save money. And that's the crux of it, is the lack of diagnosis of autism in Australia is just down to money and greed. I'm sorry if you are struggling with diagnosis, because there's a lot of lying going on. But we won't even get me started on that, because I can rant. I've got ADHD. Anyway, so I'll leave it at that. But that is my heart to heart of, this is who I am. And what you see is what you get. Sometimes I'm funny. Sometimes I'm weird. I don't know. Only you guys can tell, really, because you watch my videos. But I do my best to, you know, encourage like a community, encourage us to live our best lives. Because you know what, one thing I share with a lot of you is that the public, the general people out there, don't understand us, and they only see what they want to see. They see a person that's talking and coping and doing all these things. They don't see the struggle. Our close people see the struggle. So I know where that is for any of you that might be in the same place as me. It's really tough, but just do your best. That's all you can do. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with needing supports. There's nothing wrong with, you know, if you can speak up for yourself, do. I sometimes do. I surprise myself, and sometimes I just go, hang on, I have something to say, please listen, and I say it. And it's difficult, don't get me wrong, getting the right words, getting them to understand me, getting it out quick enough, especially in medical. There's a lot of time frames But they're working on that in Australia, on extending the time frames for autistics in consults. Need that. But basically, just know that the health system, just like the NDIS, it's all about money at the moment. And let's just hope that they fix that in the right way, because it is under the microscope with politics right now, and politics is what leads the way to fixing things, guys. I hate politics too, but I only love it for social change, like for disability rights, disability like accommodations, all of that, right? All of that, because I was once a working autistic too and a studying autistic too, and I needed accommodations made. So that is under the microscope in Australia, under politics, and I'm part of that proudly, because I put in my information and I communicate to senators and health ministers and NDIS ministers and all the rest of it, because I want change, because I have children that could have what I have. I don't want this to continue for any of my future family. It's not okay. It needs to improve. So I want to be part of that naturally. And coming from community studies, I can't help myself. Okay? When you do community studies, politics is the big deal, because politics is what leads to the changes we need in the systems. So, yeah, basically that's me in a nutshell. That's how I am. That's how I think now, where I've come from. Let me know below anything you like, really. This is kind of a heart-to-heart, and it's a safe place, and there will be no tolerating of bullying down below. Don't worry, you're safe here. I can't sometimes manage very long comments. I do get overwhelmed, and I apologize about that, because I want to give my best of me to you each comment. I really, really do, because I really care about hearing your experience, because we're all got similar things, haven't we? Like it's incredible. No matter what country we're from, we have similar things. And just know, guys, also we have normal life stress, right? There's always external family dramas and life and struggles and financial things and everything. Like it's okay. We're not just dealing with disability. We get the double whammy. We get life stress and we get disability stress. So just know that anyone out there having a struggle that's even outside of the disability part of it, I feel you. Like that just makes it all harder. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Do nice things for yourself, because you deserve it. Because if you're having something extra above and beyond what you're already dealing with, which disability is enough alone, you deserve some self-care. And I encourage that. On my channel, I encourage self-care a lot, because I used to be a self-help guru nut case when I was young. Then I ended up in community studies and psychology. Are you surprised? No. So basically, anyway, I will see you in future videos. I hope you enjoyed the heart-to-heart. Sorry it was so long. Hope you enjoyed it or got something out of it, because a lot of us are very similar. We're all very, very similar. Maybe different problems, but the same systems, or the same elements are there, right? So yeah, comment below whatever you want to. You're welcome. And if you don't have a disability and you're listening for whatever reason, you're welcome, because this is just a vlogging channel, but this is done because I am a disabled vlogger, and I want to be transparent about that, because it just makes sense to be. It just makes sense to be. So those are the things that I have and battle, and yeah, you see my highlight reel. That's what I want people to see. So take care, do some self-care, all of you, every single one of you, right? Hot bath, chocolate, favorite show or movie, music, time, buy yourself a swing. It's kind of biased. You might not want to swing. I don't know. Just do something really nice for yourself. Buy yourself something, whatever's in your budget. Okay, treat yourself. Things are tough out there, so please do that. And please know, just like my OGs know, I truly care. This is a safe channel. This is always going to be a safe place because I am determined to create an authentic, open space for people with disability. Because at the moment, I know in my country, and I've heard other countries are the same, it's tough, okay? It's tough on all of us. We are really doing it hard. Even though the world's doing it hard too, just in general, we're doing it hard. And I just want to shout out to those ones who are doing it hard. You're not alone, and I care. So just know that someone cares, okay? And there's many ministers and politicians, I know in my country, if you're Australian, they care. They care. So anyway, until the next video, which will be more just my vlogging stuff, I'll see you there. So take care. Bye.